because we are not desperate. We are just taking advantage that you are so stupid to offer us your money without knowing us.
What up, this is Solo Traveler ORD, back with another video review. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hit that bell while you are here. So with this video review, I want to do a review on a video my good friend No Excuse actually did. He actually did an interview with an Afro-Colombiana. Well, first off, I want to give you guys just a little back history in reference to me knowing No Excuse. I've actually known him for a long time, several years now, probably I'll say 6 years at this point, more or less. And I've actually learned a lot about the Afro culture in Colombia through him, because he actually spent a lot of time dealing with a lot of the Afros, and especially he actually married one at some point. And he has a lot of insight of what goes on in that whole diaspora of black people in Colombia. And one thing I do want to say is that when you do look for a woman, look for a mate in these other countries. I mean, it's nice to say, yeah, go to another country and you'll find someone to be with, and that they're all better than what it is in the States. Well, also you gotta be careful when you do vet these women out, because a lot of these women may not believe in what you believe in. And the thing about it is that what I've come to find out, I've heard this throughout the years as well, the fact that a lot of the Afros, they kind of almost like the same as the women in the States. They don't totally think that same, the same way, but they have a lot of similarity thoughts as far as relationship and how things goes. And one of the things that I've actually heard about a lot of the Afro, especially those from the coast, is that they're very hard, and that they're not as soft like the women in like Medellin or something like that, because they're trying to like, they will rather work and don't want to be controlled, but they want to be control as well. So I've heard a lot of instances of that. Funny, because like when I was traveling through Cartagena, going to a wedding with my wife, and I asked her a question about them, and she was telling me, that a lot of the Afros, they're a bit more rough when it comes down to the women as far as doing domestic duties and things like that. And I was like, I don't believe that as much. But the thing about it is that, after from talking to other people, I kind of see it. And watching these videos here kind of solidify how some of these women think. Not all of them, but there is a good amount of them that are starting to have this type of, I hate to say, feminism mentality, but it's more of a trying to be independent. So let's go ahead and check out this video.
Let the audience know, I guess, how do you feel about the, traditional relationship where the man provides, a woman, does things for the home? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, if you're a man who likes traditional relationships, then I'm not the woman you want to have by your side. Because I've been raised, I like working, I'm intelligent, I'm clever, I'm nice, I look pretty. So I just know that I can have whatever I want, right? So the thing is, men try to give everything to you. Yes, that's not bad. Who wouldn't like to have someone giving to him everything? It's like quite a interesting thing. But what I think is, you're giving us everything, but what are you demanding just for giving us that, right? So some of you, I'm not saying every single man, some of you, used to think that if you give us everything, you own us, right? So we must be like your, puppy or your pet. So you're always like telling us what to do, how to dress, where to go, who to hang out. And I'm not willing to do that. That's disrespectful. If you're trying to give someone everything, it's because you want to, and just that. And of course, you're not going to give everything to someone who's not willing to give you something you want, right? So yeah, you need to.
I gotta start looking at the comments. Says bypass this for where the village girls at. Oh man, that's pretty. I guess they were getting at her in the chat. But just to stop for right now, I guess I'll give you a reaction on this. here's the thing, you know, a lot of these women, she's saying that, you know, she don't want to receive money, or the fact that, you know, just because she received these gifts that she feels as though that she shouldn't respect her man and that she should do whatever she wants to do. That's what it sounds like to me. And I'm like, look, I'm sure that you're gonna be expecting me to take care of a lot of things, and you're gonna it's gonna be implied for me to take care of your life and give you a nice, a good life, despite rather how you want to, if you want to say it or not. You know, most of the foreign women, that's what they look for. So if I'm gonna give you that, you know, give you everything that you're looking for, I expect certain things to be taken care of as well. You know what I mean? I don't expect you to go out, you know, doing certain things like clubbing and things like that with your girlfriends if you're in a relationship. That's point blank. That's any relationship. So for that to say that, you know, you're controlling, controlling because of that, that's a no-go. That's a problem right there. That's a red flag. So nah, that ain't gonna fly with me.
Reconsider that about giving everything to someone, because that's when you get mad and you say like, I'm giving everything to you and you're not doing one single thing I'm asking you to do. But just have you ever stopped to think, what is it that you're asking her to do that she doesn't want to, and why? I mean, it's insane. That's what I think. You are willing to give women everything, demanding they say one thing, but they're demanding more than that. They're not willing to do that. They're not willing to give us one thing if we were the provider.
Then that means that if you're going to, if you want things to be such as 50-50 the way it is, that you can do whatever you want to do, that means I could do the same thing as well. And don't ask me for any assistance or help whenever you do need help, because that is the key element when it comes down to it. Because no one is saying that you're their puppy, their pet, or something like that. No, they're just looking for a certain level of respect if they're taking care of you. And that's what she don't understand.
But that is a overgeneralized picture of us Latin American girls, because we are not desperate. We are just taking advantage that you are so stupid to offer us your money without knowing us. It's like we are taking advantage of that. So, and then they think we are like stupid girls and we're desperate and we want their money, and they can say anything to us and they can do everything to us, and we are gonna be, and we're not gonna be like silent. We're not like that. First, we're gonna be like testing the situation, and then when we know how is the thing, how is it going, we are gonna say like, okay, goodbye. This is my turn, and you're out. That's how we work. You know, that's how Latino girls work. It's like they're watching you, they're listening to you, and you're not even noticing that. So you are like, you have no clue what's going on in that mind. And then when you are gonna see it, you got shot or something like that. So guys, those Afro-American guys, I'm not gonna say all of them, but what I see is that they are so violent, and they want to be like always forcing us to do things that we don't want. And poor girls, they are in a different country. They don't speak the language like in a very good way. They barely can communicate with others, so they think they have no options, and they take advantage of us. And that's when you see those cases where those girls are murdered or just kidnapped or killed by their own husband or partner because they don't know each other. I don't know, because in Colombia, they used to say that black girls are not that lovely. They are rude. And most loving girls are white girls, you know? For example, paisas. They are like loving their husband, like cooking meals for them, cleaning their clothes, doing everything for their husbands. And we are not like that. So when you foreigners come here, they get that image, you know? They get the message that we are rude. Maybe you're looking for us, but in Colombia, they don't think like that. It's like black girls are hard. So you need to be careful if you want to be with one of them.
Yeah, and that's one thing I could confirm that, you know, Paisa women, you know, that's what they do, you know, beautiful and cook and clean. When you catch the right one, you know, they're gonna do their thing. And as he's saying that you got to be careful finding the right girl, the Afro, especially in the coast area, because you know they are rough, they are hard, and you know, is that something that you want? You want to fight with them? You know, I mean, there's some things that I do sympathize with her with dealing with. You know, I'll say gringos that can't speak Spanish. That is a problem. You can't communicate. That becomes to be an issue between each other. But I'm just saying that if the guy actually can speak Spanish or she could speak English, and both can actually have an understanding. But the biggest issue is the understanding of culture. And a lot of times, most of the men that are, going to these other countries, especially looking for women, they're not looking for women that are hard. And that becomes to be a problem when brothers are traveling to these different countries. And that's why I got to tell brothers to watch out for it. Because, you got to make sure that she is everything that you're looking for, check off the box that you may have if you have a list. If she checks everything off that list, then it's perfect. Because there is too many women out there to be stuck with a woman in these other countries that doesn't check everything off your box, or at least 80% of them. Because, if you're just settling for a woman that you think is like perfect just because of her beauty, but you're not getting the other thing that you thought would have been, which is what you like, then it becomes to be a problem. It's not going to work out. And here's a good example of the type of woman most men are looking for when they go travel to Colombia. So this woman, she actually makes lunch and breakfast for her husband. Every morning she wakes up at 3 a.m. and she makes everything for him before he goes to work. So this shows you the respect and how she feels, what she feels about for her husband. So this is the type of women that men are looking for.
Me tengo que levantar todos los días a las 3 de la mañana para hacer el desayuno y la comida a mi esposo. La verdad es que me da mucho pesar que la parte de que tenga que salir a trabajar, también tenga que prepararse y empacarse toda su propia comida. Así que yo le hago todo esto, le hago siempre su café, unos huevitos, le pongo en su lonchera un sándwich con yogurcito y galletas, y en esta ocasión también aproveché para empacarle unas empanadas con arroz para que tenga para la hora del almuerzo. Me da mucho pesar porque yo sé que él no es capaz de hacer nada de esto, de que se va sin comer y que va a aguantar hambre durante toda la jornada laboral. Entonces es obligación mía como esposa hacerlo por él, además de que él se va y yo me voy a quedar durmiendo como hasta las 9, 11 de la mañana, entonces pues hay que hacerlo. Estos son algunos de los comentarios que he leído de ustedes en algunos videos diciendo que yo lo hago todo, que él es un niño, que no es capaz de hacer nada de estas cosas y que yo le tengo que empacar absolutamente todo lo que tiene que llevar a su trabajo. Y la verdad es que las cosas no son así. Me da mucha risa porque ustedes creen que es obligación mía y simplemente cuando yo no me quiero despertar pues no lo hago, y él va y hace todas sus cosas, empaca su propia comida y se va sin hacerme ruido alguno. Yo esto lo hago porque quiero, porque me nace, porque me gusta grabar los videos y más nada. Esto no es mi responsabilidad como muchas personas piensan o comentan. Además que en muchas ocasiones, sino que no las grabo porque a él no le gusta salir aquí, es él quien me atiende a mí. Así que por aquí les dejo este videito. Un besito. Bye.
So there you have it. That's what most men are looking for, that type of woman, especially when they go to Colombia. So let me know what you guys think about the videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out.